Hi, this is Jasmine. I am going to show you your first user-defined function. Before you do anything, under FX and select the category, you will notice here the functions in Excel are categorized and there is no such thing as a user function. Here we will create our first function under Visual Basic or macros. We'll start with Visual Basic, and if you don't have the Developer tab at the top, go under File, Options, Customize Ribbon, and over here, make sure that this is checked, and click OK. So now you have your Developer tab. We're going to create our user-defined function. Let's imagine the module is not active when you go under Developer. So you will go under Insert up here at the top and add a module. Down the line, we'll look into user forms, which a lot of people don't use as far as I know, and class module. This also interests me. I've not done too much studying on it, but as soon as I learn it, I'll share with you guys. So here we're going to develop our first function. We'll get rid of this. If you want to delete any modules that have no code in them, right-click on the module and click Remove Module. At which point you'll get this pop-up. Do you want to export this module before removing it? This is when you can export any code or script that's in the module. You're okay, you don't want to do it, so click No, and you'll see that that module is removed. Our first function will be very basic. You start off with function, and we'll say x, the variable x equals a plus b plus c. That's it. This is your basic function. And then we'll say x equals a plus b plus c. This is how you establish it with brackets, and notice the commas. And voila, this is your first function. You have just established what is referred to as a user-defined function. UDF, user-defined function. So when we go under here, do this as best practice, compile VBA project. Always, whenever you're building anything out, just compile it because it will pop up if there's any issues. And just one thing, option explicit at the top of the code, let's click compile, can sometimes stop at the variables which are not declared. And what I mean by declaration is dim x as long, dim a as long, or we can call it long, or integer. This is referred to as an IntelliSense, and it will give you an idea of all the different types of declarations. Most of the time we're using numbers, also a lot of strings, but we'll get into that in a different presentation. I just want you to know that here this option explicit could potentially break code that is actually valid and it's good code if somebody just plops in an option explicit at the top and you run the thing and you don't have the variables declared, it could break it. Otherwise, just remove the option explicit at the top and see if maybe that's been your problem all along, a variable that's not been defined properly, or excuse me, declared properly. This is defining a variable. As you see, I said, oh, it's a plus b plus c, and this then x as something. This is called declaring the variable. So one is defining, which is the below, defining. And when you give it light, such as dim, and you notice I say as, and then it actually gives me the IntelliSense, such as dim, x as something, and notice every time we say as, the IntelliSense pops up. As integer, this is you declaring. Declare. You declare, and then you define. And this is what option explicit watches out for. And it also helps when you're coding and it's many, many lines over here. In fact, does anyone know how to activate numbers? I'd love to have the numbers here so I can know what line I'm on. Okay, first function, going back. Let's save it. Close this. And we'll add some numbers over here. Let's zoom out. I'll go to function now and show you up here that we have user defined for x. User defined. Click OK. Cancel. Let's add some numbers here. 5, 6, 7, 8 equals x. This is our function. A5 plus A7 plus, I'll just plug in A11, which is 0. Close brackets, and you can see that x equals 5 plus 7. And there you go, our first function. Please click the subscribe button, click the like button if you like this video, and if you're looking for administrative automation or training, contact me via jazzfin.com, JAZFIN.com. Thanks so much, catch you on the next one.